Hello and welcome. This is Chris Roach, the founder of RecruitShoot, and today we're going to be recapping our presentation that we gave in Fort Wayne, Indiana, for the parents, families, and athletes that were unable to attend. To give you a quick overview, I'll head on to the next slide. RecruitShoot is a global leader in soccer recruiting technology, college compatibility, and player development services for the entire youth soccer ecosystem, both domestically and internationally. And you can see there on the right-hand side, that is a screenshot of our platform. Simply put, we are a social network for college soccer recruiting where players, athletes, college coaches and clubs are able to come on, create their own profile and be able to interact with others within our actual application. It is free for athletes and college coaches to join, and therefore they can message and interact around the college soccer recruiting process without having to pay for a third-party recruiting company. This will just show you some of our recent clients. You can see Fort Wayne United are on there. We work with clubs nationwide that predominantly right now are in the Midwest, but we are starting to branch out to both of the coasts, and we also have a very strong base in Florida as well. The mission statement of RecruitShoot is to revolutionize the college soccer recruiting process by offering an innovative, user-friendly platform for both clubs and high school athletes and college coaches to connect and communicate in a safe and verified environment. The way that we make sure it's a safe and verified environment is that all of our college coaches are manually verified by RecruitShoot before they're able to gain access and message any of the athletes on there. On the athletes' personal profiles, there is no contact information. It is all the communication is done within RecruitShoot, and therefore stops the need for going outside of the platform to communicate, which I know has been a concern for some parents on other websites. So for those not familiar, soccer recruiting in the US, it has been a very overcomplicated, ambiguous, and saturated by a lot of low quality recruiting companies that have been in this space before. At RecruitShoot, what we're attempting to do is to create complete transparency within the recruiting process so that you know when you are messaging a college coach or you do want to contact and reach out to different universities, that they're not just deleting your emails because they're coming from or on behalf of a third-party recruitment company. In fact, they're coming from you directly as a player or as the family member of that athlete. So again, why is there a lot of issues with the college soccer recruiting process? As you can see, college coaches are mass marketed to by third-party recruitment services and have been for a number of years, to the extent now where most college coaches, and we have over 500 who are actively using our platform at the moment, most of them will admit that when they do receive information from athletes that are using third-party recruitment services or links to profiles that are listed on other third-party recruitment services, they do simply just delete these emails rather than looking in and have no interest in actually communicating with them. Again, student athletes, when they're given the option to blindly contact college coaches, they do so, and they're not doing the research and the initial steps when coming on, finding the right fit with their different schools. They're just going in there and mass emailing all of them. And again, student athletes, unfortunately, are not being held accountable. They're not being educated on the recruiting process or given the necessary tools to succeed. And that was with RecruitShoot. What our big differentiating factor is that not only do we provide the tools, but we're trying to teach the families and athletes how to actually use those tools. In order to be successful, it all comes down to visibility. As you can see from these numbers, only 1 in 65 ever go on to play at the collegiate level, even less play in the DA. And I know you do have some DA teams with Fort Wayne United. And again, when you look at going on to play at the Division 1 level, and even just going on to play professionally, the numbers get smaller and smaller. And therefore, when it comes to being successful when trying to get recruited to play college soccer, it's important to get yourself out there in front of as many college coaches as possible. In terms of the way that you can see the recruiting process has been evolving, it used to be a case where everyone was giving handouts, everyone was giving online resumes, and everyone was giving paper resumes, and it was very much a case of giving the VCR with the highlight tapes. It's currently moving more towards a tech space where people are sending the online portfolios now more and more. But again, a lot of the communication is still going through email, and college coaches are tending to try and veer away from that as they are receiving so many. And then for us, the future is using a platform such as RecruitShoot, where it's basically a LinkedIn of the college soccer recruiting process, or a Facebook of college soccer, where you are able to do everything within one platform. This doesn't take away from the face-to-face contact or the communication that will happen between an athlete and a college coach, but it's a very easy way for college coaches to actually qualify and pre-qualify an athlete before they ever go and watch them in person, and make their recruiting time and their recruiting budgets much more efficient. So with Recruitshoot, we have a 360-degree approach that we take to the recruiting process. And again, just to make it 100% clear, Recruitshoot isn't a third-party recruitment company or simply a college coach directory like a lot of athletes or a lot of families have probably seen in the past with recruiting companies. Recruitshoot, it's a multitude of tools steered towards assisting, educating and guiding the athlete and their family throughout the college soccer recruiting process by actually working hand in hand with the youth soccer clubs and organizations that already exist. With Recruitshoot, when a club joins Recruitshoot, it integrates as a key part of their infrastructure to do with the college soccer recruiting, where all of the athletes are able to come on at absolutely no cost to the individuals to be able to set up this profile. And even if you're not necessarily 100% set on playing college soccer, you can still use our college finder database to be able to research schools from across the nation based on location, majors, religious affiliation, tuition, and also the scholarships there to make sure that you are going to find the right school for you, regardless of whether that 100% has a soccer program or not. So how can you use Recruitshoot to get recruited to play college soccer? So again, just to break it down, this is the approximate number of high school soccer players on both the boys and the girls side. You can see on the boys it's just under 400,000, on the girls it's just over 350,000, and this is the percentage chance that they have to going on to play college soccer. And the question that we ask is that why is this so small? To which the answer is that a lot of players aren't being proactive early enough, and therefore we want to encourage the athletes to put themselves out there to get discovered by college coaches and to be proactive as early as you can. And that's really where Recruitshoot comes in. For those of you that aren't familiar, there are the 5 main divisions with college soccer, and a lot of what we talk about over the next couple of slides, it may be kind of overkill for some of the players that are further along in the recruiting process. For those that are just beginning, we're just going to explain a little bit about the college soccer recruiting process. So there's 3 divisions within the NCAA. You have Division 1, Division 2 and Division 3, and all of these have separate recruiting regulations. Division 1 obviously being some of the larger schools, the ones that you can offer the athletic scholarships. Division 2 are able to offer a combination of both, and Division 3 is purely academic scholarships. Then we have the NAIA, which is a completely separate organization, and then also the National Junior College Athletic Association as well. And we'll break these down further as we move through these. As you can see here, there are the 3 different options that you can pick from. Regardless of where you're going, you need to register for the clearinghouse number for both the NCAA and the NAIA, which can be done on their websites. When it comes to getting recruited to play college soccer, the number 1 factor for success is academics. As you can see from this pyramid on the right hand side, there are 4 key elements to being successful in finding the right schools for you, and it's about finding a school that has the academic fit first and foremost, and then moving down that pyramid as you go. As you can see, playing college soccer is about becoming a student athlete, not about going on to play professional, and therefore we always say you have to ask yourself the golden question, which is, would I still want to attend this school even if I wasn't playing? Because again, there's a lot of athletes that aren't necessarily going to play for 4 years, and there's a lot of athletes that may get injured or they may transfer to different colleges, and you want to make sure that if you are going to a school that you would be happy there even if you weren't playing soccer. Soccer is never alone a good enough reason to go to just that one unit. So in terms of the research in schools on Recruitshoot, as you can see here, University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, for example, this is a breakdown of the page, and we've aggregated data from a multitude of different sources and resources to be able to put all this information together for you. Obviously, we have a database of just under 8,000 colleges, and not every school is going to have all this information filled out. The majority of the schools within the NCAA, NAIA, or the National Junior Colleges Association, they will be filled in, but a lot of the colleges perhaps outside of there, some of the beautician schools and some of the schools that aren't 100% soccer specific, we've not managed to aggregate all of that data, but we still want them to be there as a resource for different athletes who are looking into those colleges. If you do need any more information on any of these colleges that are listed on Recruitshoot, you can go straight to their website by clicking on the link, and from there you'll be able to research more. When a college coach is registered with Recruitshoot and is affiliated with the university, you'll be able to click straight onto their individual profile and send them a message directly, the same way you would do on something like LinkedIn or Facebook. Again, that brings me on to how to contact college coaches. So for us, there are 4 main ways, and there is the direct message, there's going to be the email, there's going to be the telephone, and then there's going to be in person when you actually see the coaches. As you can see from this screenshot, this is an example of how simple it is to send a direct message to a coach on Recruitshoot. Again, very similar to a Facebook or a link. On Recruitshoot, we've integrated the social feed of all the universities and the college coaches that have registered with us, and therefore as an athlete you're now able to follow all of these different colleges outside of your personal Instagram, Twitter, Facebook account, and therefore your own news feed on your personal devices isn't going to get filled up with just soccer content. But when you come to Recruitshoot, you know you can come here and just consume a lot of soccer information from these universities, similar to something like Facebook, where you can come on and be able to scroll through this information. So you'll be able to follow not only the college coaches, but also the head coaches of your club as well. So this brings us to the Recruitshoot timeline for success. So we recommend athletes to get on Recruitshoot as early as freshman year. This is when you should be creating your Recruitshoot profile, and you should begin to form your list of potential colleges. We recommend around 30 schools freshman year. You want to be starting off with the strongest academics possible and continue to work hard inside and outside of the classroom, both on and off the field, to make sure that you're putting yourself in the best possible position to be successful when playing college soccer. As a sophomore, this is when we recommend that you can start attending different showcase events. We want you to be participating in different college ID camps and start to narrow down that list of potential schools from that 30 to perhaps 15 to 20 schools. Again, with the NCAA regulations that have just come into effect, you will no longer be able to discuss any recruiting with college coaches at their ID camps if you are below junior year. But as a sophomore, it doesn't mean that you can't necessarily be known by a college coach. You want to be getting on their radar as early as possible, and that's really what Recruitshoot allows you to do, is to get all of that information out there for college coaches to come and search. This brings us to junior year. This is when you should be visiting the campuses and the colleges that you're interested in attending. When you're visiting campuses, there are 2 different types of visits. You've got your official visit and you've got your unofficial visit. They say now that unofficial visits can't be taken until junior year, the same way as it always has been with official visits. However, on an unofficial visit before junior year, you can attend a campus. You're just unable to communicate with that college coach about the recruiting. So again, attending a ID camp, for instance, as a sophomore, whilst that may technically be an unofficial visit, you will still be unable to communicate with that coach regarding recruiting. For an official visit, you are able to communicate with the coach, you're able to set a time with them, and the coach and the university will often pay for part or whole or the entire amount for your travel expenses as well. The one thing that we always say, and the tip we always give to athletes, if you are communicating with a college coach at the Division 1 level where they can offer official visits, simply ask them if they're willing to count you as an official visit, because you can only take 5, and it's a very easy way to make sure that you are a viable recruit rather than a fringe player in the eyes of that college coach. Again, junior year, you want to be strong, maintaining that strong academic standing, and attend different showcase events where you are now able to communicate with college coaches in person. And this brings us to senior year, and this is where you really want to be narrowing down your list of colleges to that top 5. You should be continuing to play at every opportunity you can and continue to play at the highest level, and then this is the year that you should be coming on and actually making your decision of which college you'd like to commit to. So from the player profiles on Recruitshoot, we're just going to give you a quick rundown of some of the features on there and then some examples as well. So as you come here, you've got your athletic biography. These are some biographies that we've seen in the past. Some of them have been adapted from the actual real life ones. We want to make sure that all of you athletes are able to put the most information on there. Again, here you can see, I am a great soccer player. I will make your team great too. I am ready to play D1 for a full scholarship. Hit me up. This is obviously a very bad example of a biography to put on a profile. Looking at this one, and first off, just excuse the spelling mistake. We have noticed this is on here. Aside from this, this is a very good biography to put on a athlete's profile. As you notice, you can talk about the position. You mentioned academic throughout it. You're talking about the different majors that you would like to study, and it also mentions your soccer club as well. And not only that, it also goes on to say, I am open to the possibilities of adapting to the needs of your team, and therefore being flexible with what position that college coach would like you to play. Again, this is a decentish biography, and we think this is actually a little bit too cocky, but the initial outset of this biography is quite strong. When you're coming out and you're listing some of your personal attributes, there's nothing wrong with being confident. I would just perhaps take that end bit out, as I think that's a little bit cocky for college coaches. Again, on your player profile, every single player that joins Recruit You will be able to upload the one highlight tape, which you'll see in the top right corner of this profile, and to have the complete media section that is part of our Recruit You Pro or Recruit You Premium, which you can upgrade to for $19 a month or $189 for the year. And this will allow you to have a multitude of different highlight tapes and videos on your profile. This is an example of a highlight tape. Unfortunately, it won't play in this video. However, one thing that we can say in this highlight tape, throughout the entire video, the athlete is very clearly identified. It's from an elevated position, and the plays are not only just the 3-4 seconds that the play actually occurs, but it's 10 seconds before and 10 seconds afterwards. We recommend the highlight tape should be anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Anything shorter than that usually doesn't show enough for a college coach to be able to truly decide whether they're going to be interested in recruiting you, and anything longer than that tends to not be seen by a college coach. They tend to cut off after around 5 minutes and lose interest. In terms of the player profiles, you can see you also have your favorited school list, the different decision factors, athletic stats and academic stats. All of this information that you fill in will be able to be found, and you'll be able to search based on this information by college coaches. So if you come in here and you say, I have a 28 on my ACT score and I'm looking to play college soccer in Indiana or Minnesota or Wisconsin, and I'm looking to go to a school that is a size of 0 to 15,000, college coaches can actually come in and find different players based on the information that they've put in. And not only that, it will then give you a percentage match with all of the schools in our database, so you can work out which schools are going to be of most interest to you as well. And then again, this brings me to the Athlete Pro. This is for the players that are very serious about playing college soccer and is not a requirement of using Recruit You. Again, this is $19 a month. That's 19 or $189 for the year. This will allow you to add multitude of videos and images to your profile under the media section. You will also be able to see which college coaches are viewing your profile. As a free user, you'll be able to see that a college coach has looked at your profile, but you'll be unable to see who. And again, when college coaches are searching for athletes, when you're an Athlete Pro, you're going to appear at the top of those search results, and therefore you're going to receive significant more exposure to college coaches when they are actually searching for athletes. With that being said, we'd like to welcome you to RecruitShoot. I'm hoping by now you should have all received your emails from RecruitShoot inviting you to the correct Fort Wayne United team. And please go on there and be able to set up your profile. There'll be another video that we'll be attaching that will walk you through setting up your profile. And we look forward to having you on board RecruitShoot. Thank you.